The other day I was rushing through the crowded city streets, my mind lost in thought. Suddenly I saw a young man lying on the sidewalk, clearly injured. People hurried past, barely giving him a second glance. It was a scene that could have been ripped from the pages of the Bible, a modern-day echo of the parable of the Good Samaritan. I stopped, my heart pounding. What should I do? Was it safe to get involved? As I hesitated, a woman stopped beside me. "We need to help him," she said simply, and together we approached the young man. That experience, brief as it was, reminded me of the power of compassion and the importance of looking beyond our fears and preconceptions to see the needs of others. In the Gospel of Luke, a lawyer asks Jesus a question, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus, a master storyteller, answers with a parable. A man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho is attacked by robbers, stripped of his possessions, beaten, and left for dead. A priest comes upon the scene, but he crosses to the other side of the road, ignoring the injured man. Then a Levite, a member of a religious tribe, also passes by on the other side. Finally, a Samaritan, a member of a despised group, sees the injured man and is moved with compassion. The priest and the Levite, bound by religious and social rules, fail to act. Perhaps they are afraid of becoming ritually unclean, or are simply indifferent to the plight of the injured man. Whatever their reasons, their actions reveal a lack of compassion, a spiritual emptiness. The Samaritan, on the other hand, breaks through social barriers to show mercy. He tends to the injured man's wounds, takes him to an inn and pays for his care. He acts with selfless love, embodying the very essence of loving your neighbor as yourself. Section 4. Compassion knows no bounds. The Samaritan's actions are even more remarkable when we consider the historical context. Samaritans and Jews were bitter enemies, separated by religious and cultural differences. Yet in this parable, it is the Samaritan who demonstrates true love and compassion. This story speaks volumes about the nature of true religion. It is not about following rules or adhering to social norms. It is about love, compassion, and reaching out to those in need, regardless of who they are or where they come from. Section 5. Who is our neighbor today? In our modern world, we are often faced with situations where we must choose between indifference and compassion. We see people experiencing homelessness, poverty, and discrimination. We witness acts of violence and injustice. The parable of the Good Samaritan challenges us to ask ourselves, who is our neighbor? Is it only those who look like us, think like us, and believe what we believe? Or does it extend to the stranger, the outcast, the one who is different? Section 6. A call to action. Be the Good Samaritan. The parable of the Good Samaritan is more than just a nice story. It is a call to action. It challenges us to be like the Samaritan, to look beyond our differences and see the humanity in every person. It calls us to act with compassion, to bind up the wounds of the broken-hearted, and to be a source of hope in a world that so desperately needs it. Let us be the Good Samaritans of our time, reaching out in love and mercy to all those in need.